And now go to Instagram, hit go
All right,
live.
I'm pressing it and nothing's happening.
That's okay. Just give it a second. Okay, mine's starting.
Here we go.
All right. Hi, guys. We're back and we are live on YouTube and we are live on the Thickness Protection Program and we are live on Foxy Box. What's
Oh,
up,
Wednesday
everybody?
live stream. You guys don't understand. Getting this shit set up was like pulling teeth, but the Wednesday live stream is here. Beatbox is in the motherfucking house.
Woo woo. Look how
Woo woo.
nice and clean and pretty we look.
Yeah. Foxy did all this wonderful work to get this all set up and all beautified, and then I just come in acting ratchet.
Honestly, I just thought you were super baked. So it was like, hey,
No,
she's
I haven't
chill.
smoked in a few days actually.
Oh, why?
Just haven't needed to. Too bit, too busy, and then like also like I don't really need to like take anything to like just sit and play video games. Like my mind can automatically know how to relax. So
Awesome. Well,
yeah,
hey, everybody. Sound off in the comments if you like our new look. Shout out to Cassie. We will yak for a second and wait for some people to join in. Dylan, how was your day today?
other than the shitty story I told you, day was all right. Day was busy. Day was busy. This is kind of one of those seems to be like one of those days where working with technology and troubleshooting and learning new things is the name of the game. Kind of find that usually my days have this theme to them. So it was good though. I
Yeah,
felt like today I was kind of more engaged with work than I'd ever been
that's that's good. And like when you said that to me, it just shows that you're getting used to your job. You're feeling comfortable. How long have you been there yet?
since August 21st.
So you're hitting about 90 days then?
Yeah,
They say that it takes about 90 days for you to get in the flow of work. So you're there. You have arrived.
yes. August, September, October, November. Yeah, some like
So
about
I
four
guess you're
months.
you're about past 90. You're
Yeah,
you're really going good.
yeah. I mean, considering all that's happened, I think I'm in like a good place. Just gotta like now get a feel for like what really doing the work is like.
Definitely.
Yeah. How was
Matt
your day?
says Matt says, welcome back, Dynamic Duo Beatbox. I like the new setup.
We out here.
Very nice. My day's been good. Just getting work stuff going. Was working on this past few hours and just spending time with family. It's been really nice.
I'm happy.
Yeah. So, shall we start with our little get down with the get down? We're back on the formula this week. I've got my handy dandy notebook. Um, so, let's start with our mental health check in. This week, we're talking about staying on task with your 2024 plans, checking in with our viewers and each other about where we're at with our goals for 2024, or even just our plans or hopes or dreams of what to take into this new year. Do you want to start it off, Dylan, and talk about?
Let's see. Well, me personally, I kind of feel already a little off track in this second week of January. Trying to even find where I put the 2024 goals. Huh. Um, hmm. You know what? Always sticking to routines is not really a thing I'm great at sticking to, and I don't want to make excuses. I just want to acknowledge that like this is still a new process. So, I don't know if 5:30 every day to go to the gym works for me. I don't know. And like I'm fighting off a cold. I'm talking to more and more people who are also fighting off colds. And then, that daily routine, that daily grind, I don't know if that works for me. But what also kind of doesn't is like coming home just to binge video games. Like I still always have to work on a project.
Right.
Yeah. How's your 2021? I mean, whoa, throwback. 2024 goals coming along, Foxy?
So my biggest goals for this year is just to take the opportunities that come my way and just see how far I can go with my career and the things that I hope to accomplish. And I would say that with the success of the BBW Adventures meetup that I attended in Seattle this last weekend, and how great my shoot went. The photos already that I'm just seeing from like that bonus meetup shoot. I haven't even seen the stuff from my scene, and I'm already so jazzed on the stuff that I was tired for that I know that I killed it with my scene. Working with BBW Adventures was a fucking treat. All of the girls that I got to meet were such sweethearts. I just really like had a great time, and it was a great way to start off this new year. So I'm feeling really optimistic. I feel like things are definitely like already in the right path. I've got other stuff that I have on the books for the next couple of months. We have our own exciting things in the mix going on at Beatbox as far as things that are coming. And so just things are really awesome. Look at this right here, like just
Yeah.
a signifier of the direction that both of us are trying to go into this new year. Like I have like a dream team. All of the people that I collab with are amazing. Cassie is my backbone in all of this. She is what keeps things going. And I just can't. I got the dream um, set up right now for success. And so it's just kind of just keeping on that forward trajectory. I feel like I'm doing a good job of it as long as I don't let myself get lazy, which I haven't even had a day off yet this year. So let's keep going.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's almost like I've been intentionally lazy just after, like all that happened last year. I kind of want to come home and relax, and then keep in mind it's like I have a 2-hour commute combined back and forth.
Right.
So I'm just kind of learning, learning about routine and learning about setting goals is something that's, something that I'm capable of, but like consistency is, not really, has slowly but surely become not my strong suit.
Right.
So in the
Well,
wake of this grief season, I want to like, go back to those good habits.
right. And you do, your mental health really like strongly is supported by routine. I have found through, for me it doesn't matter what medication I try to take, what type of, you know, little fucking manifesting or praying or yoga, whatever it is, like just one thing is never going to change anything. It all comes down to having a routine, even, say like a spiritual person that prays every morning when they wake up and every night before bed, that's still routine at the end of the day. So I feel like it's like really comes down to routine being like majorly like what keeps us in line.
Most definitely. Yeah, I think, after this, episode, I can kind of like, recalibrate for the remainder of the week, and then like kind of say, okay, how do I want the month to go from there? I just, don't want to, try to tackle too much at once.
Right. Right. And I think that that's a good way to look at it also is obtainable goals. I hate the whole like New Year, New Me thing. I hate the New Year's resolution because um, I think that those are so cliche, but it's just doing that work. And every year we should be growing. And part of it is just consistency and talking about it, accountability and action.
Yeah, yeah. I think, we all want to start off the new year healthy and positive, but the thing is like, okay, are you sticking to it? Am I, I'll be honest with you, for me, no, not yet, but that can change.
And you'll certainly get there. It's just you gotta keep pushing it, and nobody expects perfection. A lot of times, we are our own biggest bullies. We're that fucking asshole in the yard at lunch, being like, "Come here, little bitch! I'm gonna give you a wedgie and take your lunch money." We're doing that to
No, I think,
ourselves.
it's like I more like you are your own enabler.
That too, but sometimes I think that by looking at it as like, oh, I'm being an enabler rather than just being realistic is kind of bullying.
No doubt. I'm sending it live to more people. That's why you see me looking down.
Hey, I like
Yeah.
that. Um, so everybody that's watching over in the comments, let us know. I think that we're only getting comments through our YouTube, so that's even more motivation. If you guys want to chat, come over to the YouTube. It is cozy here and a
Yeah,
little
join the chat,
cleaner.
you guys. Foxy made
But
everybody warm cocoa. It's
yes,
420
there's
friendly.
cocoa. There is some CBD shots and some peppermint schnapps. So whatever tickles your fancy, as long as it's not meth. Um,
Jeez.
so yeah, anybody in the comments want to talk about what they've got going on this year? Take the second to brag to the class. What are you doing?
Yeah, share with us. We want to hear from you. You know, we value your opinions, we value your feedback, and like you guys have become so much of our lives every week as we've become part of yours. So it
Hi,
really matters.
LP. How's it going, love? Welcome. Thanks for joining us. How's your year going?
It is.
I got a new basic bitch trophy. It was in the final boss level of, basic bitch trials, and I had to climb to the top of a mound of shopping bags to get it. Like a video game.
Amount of shopping
Yeah,
bags.
I don't know. I couldn't think of anything else. So,
Shall we talk about some music?
yeah, well, not yet. We're going to talk about our hip hop news first.
All right.
This week in the news, we have Bad Baby is getting a movie deal. Did you read anything into that, Dylan?
Not a thing, do tell.
So I skimmed, but essentially, a Bad Baby in the wake of her pregnancy is being offered some roles in a movie, and people are not very happy about it. I, for one, have always really liked Bad Baby. I think she's a mover and a shaker, as the old folks would say. And I do really appreciate somebody that goes against the grain. I'm always like the one that roots for the underdog. So I'm really excited for her and what she's done. And, you know, I love a success story, and she's a rich motherfucker, and she took exploitation by Dr. Phil and turned that shit upside down and made it into a whole entire career for herself. So
No,
good for her, and she deserves this. What do you
she
think?
really ran with it. But let me ask you this: is the movie gonna be like a biopic on her life, or is she gonna play a character?
No, it's a character role, as far as what I understand from this article. I could pull it up real quick and tell you guys the role. In the comments, do we have Bad Baby fans, or are you a Bad Baby booer?
Because
So
bad baby.
the trailer for a forthcoming comedy called Drugstore June was released on Wednesday, January 10th, and shows a preview of the Gucci Flip Flops rapper as she plays a smoke shop employee whose overall demeanor doesn't seem too far from real life. So she joins a star-studded cast, which is Beverly D'Angelo is in it from. Do you know who Beverly? She's Clark Griswold's wife on National Lampoon's Family Vacation. So I'm
Quite the
definitely
mouthful,
I'm gonna check that out.
no
Um,
doubt.
so we've got that in the news, and we also have the story that you shared with me about Playboy Cardi's arrest.
Right. So Playboy Cardi was on his way to the airport in his home state of Georgia. Let me fact check that. Hang on. But he was doing like 120 something in a 55 zone, and the cop pulled him over. Yeah, he was doing 130 in 2022,
That is
but
so
the body cam
excessive.
footage just released. And it's the way he exchanges with the officer was that he could have totally just saved his ass by saying sorry. But he said, I'm rushing because I had an emergency. And then the cop says, bro, you were driving 133 miles in a 55-mile-per-hour zone. And he says, it was an emergency. Then he goes, my girl pregnant. And you know what? I want our younger viewers to particularly take note of this, because if you don't have the chops, if you don't know how to verbally explain and have a dialogue with the officer, they're going to take your ass to jail. And it's
Just
like,
don't.
also like Cardi, it's like with all those money, all the fans, that doesn't mean anything, because when you get pulled over for some stupid shit, they still going to do you like how they want to do you.
Well, and especially because you got to think of it like, the police in this country, it's all like a money thing, right? And so why wouldn't they want to exploit a situation where they could take a lot of money from somebody that's got money? That's just what they do. And yeah, as Dylan just said, just shut the fuck up. If a cop pulls you over, just don't talk.
Yeah,
Talk.
just comply. It's like
Just,
it's simple.
just get arrested and do whatever the fuck you have to do.
It's not
Because if
about get
you,
arrested. Just like give them your license, be
well,
kind.
yeah, but I'm saying if they're already gonna fucking take you in for something, it's better to just do it. I don't know. I know that it's very different, I think, depending on where you're located too for police interaction. So it's really hard.
And your color.
Yeah, exactly. So it's, over in Idaho, it's weird because in a lot of ways, we don't have a lot of like black people in like that area. And so um, I've seen a lot of shit go down with like just police corruption in general. Whereas somebody that looks like me might never have that experience in other places. So it's just really weird and wacky how they can all function just like shit in different language, shit in a different font. Um, but the moral of the story is when they tell you that whatever you say can be held against you, you should just assume it definitely is. And also, cops can fucking lie to your ass in interrogation anytime. They can tell you
Yeah,
whatever they want.
especially if you're a big celebrity, because like you could just fuck with them and like just belittle them just because they are them. Not that that gives the cop any other like any higher points.
Right. We got Kirk Butterfield's here.
Oh, Kirk speaks Kirkanese.
He said, get a DUI.
Kirk has plenty. I bet you if you go to Kirk's house, you know how like at a hunter's house, there's all the heads of animals on the wall. Like at Kirk's house, there's various like arrests and warrants and things on the wall.
He's just got like
Various
he
forms
built
of paperwork.
Kirk's house is just built out of like four loco cans and fucking old English. High
the
graffiti.
car, the rug where you wipe your feet on is like a long ass CVS receipt. There's nothing in the fridge but Monster.
Oh my god. Kirk. Welcome to the roasting. We've missed you. Oh my god. So that's all that we really had to talk about in the oh wait, one more thing. The NBA young boy while
Yeah,
he's holding his child and saying, I don't really care that much about
yeah.
being a
We like
dad.
have to ask him like, well, fatherhood really means a lot to you. With his 11 kids, and then he goes,
He has 11.
I'm not really big on it. Saying I wanted to smack the shit out of him. I haven't even watched Charlemagne react to that yet for Donkey of the Day, but I'm like, young boy, you stupid, yo. That was such an opportunity to be likable, and you blew it, man.
He
You
said,
blew it.
yeah, these 11 kids can fuck off.
Yeah, he said, "Fuck them kids" while he's holding the kid.
Oh my god.
What an idiot.
I like it. Hey, you know
Why?
what I don't know.
Oh.
I like the bad guys. That's
Not really
fucking
big on
funny.
it.
So yeah, 11 kids doesn't really care for them. Moving on. So hip hop history had a lot of Wu Tang in it
Wu-Tang Clan ain't
today,
nothing to
which
fuck with.
I'm not I don't know much or anything about that.
Just
You're so annoying.
casual
Cancel
fan.
this episode. Fuck it. Bye. Dylan's being
Yeah.
a meanie. So the Liquid Swords album by Jizza was certified gold on
When the
the
MCs came to live out the name.
one of my personal favorites. When people ask me my favorite albums, I will always say that one and Fuji's The Score are up on my tops. So 1/11/1996 is the anniversary of that being certified gold, and then the 8th of January 1997, Ghostface Killah's solo debut Iron Man was certified gold. So good anniversary for both those guys. Both big fan of them. And if you haven't checked out either of those albums, you really should. And then the single "Hit 'Em High" from Space Jam. Do you remember the Monstars anthem?
You know
It,
what? The songs I really remember from that soundtrack, which I did own, were, It's your chance, everybody, do the Space Jam. And then Brandy, I will cross the ocean for you. I
I
will
will go and
bring
bring
you
you the
the moon.
moon. I totally forgot about
Anything
that
you
one.
need.
But okay, so I actually sent you a link to Hit 'em High earlier, but it's the Monstars anthem. So like
Oh,
when they come
snap.
out, and it's such a fucking banger. I added it to the playlist. First mention of our beatbox playlist. We are now 222 songs into that we
We
have
lit.
reviewed. 222 songs we reviewed here. So they're all on there. Fucking excellent list. Really
Do
diverse.
yourself a favor
Everything.
and go back to the whole history of beatbox. We've been doing this for almost a year, and every single song we talk about on the show winds up on that playlist.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Shout out to Foxy
So
for curating that.
yes, shout out to Dylan for helping me curate it with new music that I had never listened to.
You
Um,
dig.
that's a real treat. But so this single Hit 'em High though, it has Be Real from Cypress Hill. We have Busta Rhymes, Coolio, Rest in Peace, LL Cool J, and Method Man. That anniversary is on January 7th, 1997. So that is a really good one. Please check it out. And then my last to report on is the Sugar Hill Gang's Rapper's Delight. Is the first hip hop single that debuted on the Billboard Top 40, and that is on January 5th, 1980. So that's pretty crazy that it's only been since 1980 that we have had a hip hop presence on the Billboard. And, it's very interesting to look back at just the progression. We just celebrated the 50 years of hip hop last year. It was like the best time to start beatbox because we honor hip hop history every single week. It's part of our formula. It's important to us. We're really diverse about the music that we review, but the one thing that stays tried and true week after week is that hip hop history. And it's really wonderful for me to be able to learn about this stuff and to be able to share it with you guys. And I like doing the research on it. So
Yeah,
sugar.
there's a lot of magic that's revealed and like a lot of moments that I get such a sense of nostalgia when we do hip hop history.
Hmm. The birthdays, the death days, the anniversaries of big events, the weird little facts that we uncover, the weird little stories. I mean, what was one of them that I think of when I look back at last year was this story. It was about what Pep from Salt and Peppa marrying. Oh, I can't remember who it was. It was another rapper, and then it was another rapper that did the wedding, and just weird shit like that, you guys. Like just random great information. So, uh, just another reason to be at Beatbox every week so you can learn. And if you guys miss our episodes or ever want to hang out with us while we're not live, it is all on the Palm Official YouTube. There are playlists. If you just search Beatbox on Google, it'll all come up. If you search it on YouTube, it'll all come up. And there is all of our episodes just right there. So,
Right there for you.
eventually we'll put the audio
Yeah, we
somewhere.
have a whole beatbox playlist too, not just of the songs, but of all the episodes. If you want to go back and see all these classic moments between Foxy and I.
All these classic moments right here in a 2-hour DVD. No, it's more like how many hours we got? Almost like 24 hours of beatbox. You can listen if you ever like are sick and just want to give yourself a weird fucking fever dream, put us on. You'll be learning and hallucinating. Um So, anyway, so since Dylan was so excited, let's go to our music reviews for this week because we have got a lot.
Let me tell you. Well, I want to kick it off with an album. Matt Martian's Matt's Missing. It dropped today, January 11th. And wow, you know what? I have a lot of catching up to do here because I missed the last two albums that Matt Martian's released. Now, Matt Martian's was part of Odd Future's The Internet, who's also an original member of Odd Future. He's a producer and singer out of Atlanta, Georgia, via Los Angeles. But he also did Jet Age of Tomorrow with his partner Hal Williams. If you guys remember back in the day, some of the more obscure releases from Odd Future that featured this really hi-fi electronic R&B production, this really quirky, funky R&B. And if you like that sound, you will love this project. I got very much, NERD in Search of vibes. That's one of his big influences. It was just a lot of grooves. It was almost like kind of demo-ish, but kind of jam-ish in a way.
I would
And
say that if you enjoy house music, also definitely check out that project. On that playlist on our thing is actually the whole entire um, album. It's only
no
like
doubt,
26
a
minutes.
couple of the songs that really stuck out for me, if you do want to pull apart, I recommend you do listen to this from top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But The Reason and Baseline, definitely,
Yeah,
those are back to back too. Those are just it's just great. You can throw it on when you're driving. I think this is kind of like good music to get ready for a party too.
definitely.
Yeah,
I got
it's
ready
good.
to go to the
It's
grocery store.
dressing room music. It's in the mirror, get doing your hair, doing your for the ladies doing your makeup, for the fellows, getting the outfit right. I think this is a start to a night of fun. So yeah, I'd love to catch Matt Martian solo live because actually I went to the internet's first LA show ever, the first show period, 2012 I want to say at the Echo here in LA. So
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I wasn't sure what to expect, and I turned it on, and I was like, "Damn, Dilly, I love this." I enjoyed that a lot. And your single this week, I fucking love Eric the Architect.
yeah, Eric the Architect from
Yeah,
Flatbush Zombies and George Clinton. Who
yeah.
called this? Who
Not
who
me.
called this
Well, I
one?
didn't even realize when you had sent it to me that it was Eric the Architect. And it was very funny because back when I used to listen to a lot of Flatbush with my ex Casey and my ex best friend, we listened to a lot of that shit. And they'd always joke that I was Eric the Architect out of the little trio we had going
Yeah,
there because I didn't like to do acid and stuff. They're like,
yeah. To be
yeah,
Juice, Meech, or Eric, you were Eric.
yeah.
Okay.
I was Eric. So
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that. It's
and
called
speaking
This
of Flatbush
Beautiful
Zombies, I
Skill.
recently watched Juice get interviewed by Sharp on No Jumper, and I thought that was a really dope interview. And I kind of realized, you know what, I never really was a huge Flatbush Zombies fan, but now listening to this song, this collaboration, I'm like, you got the god of all funk on your shit, man. There's a
Flatbush is
lot that
really
I've missed
good.
out with. So
You need to dive more into them because when I was in college, that was like the soundtrack. I fucking loved them.
yeah,
I saw them live on 420 in 2016.
an artist who's part of the Palm Tree, who's a really good friend of mine, Sal G. He's definitely influenced by Flatbush Zombies. So yeah, definitely want to go back. I mean, for fuck's sake, I mean, one of their biggest songs called Palm Trees.
I know. I use it sometimes on stories for our stuff.
No doubt.
Yes.
What you got,
So
Foxy?
yeah, so guess who's back? I brought back Acid Girl because we could never get enough of her being on those releases week after week after week. This chick stays the fuck up on releasing something new every week. She's better at that than we are at beatbox. Like, fuck, dude. She's crazy. I hate her. It's awful, but goddamn, we
Don't
had to
hate
listen
her. I
to
don't
it
know if she's been met with the same adversity we have in the
again.
past year.
Yeah, so I don't like her music. But there was the first song that I added was it's called Whatever Happened with That Stuff That Happened with Ocean Gate, or does anybody still care about Ocean Gate? I think that's what it's called, and it's literally her talking about how she will sink your bitch ass like the Ocean Gate submarine. It's a 2 minute diss track, and I loved it. There's also one called "Fingers in Your Pussy," where she's making fun of people for being masturbators.
Why did I laugh like
And
a 13-year-old right
he
there?
but yeah, so Acid Girl staying in the charts. She's making sure to be seen, and it's working. Okay, yes, it's her and Yumi, which it's called "Did Anyone Care About That Ocean Gate Shit?" LOL. That's what it's called. So that is on the playlist. So check her out just to
Yeah.
pay your dues to somebody that's being consistent, because I'm pretty sure that she knows that it's not cutting edge what she's doing, but it is cutting edge at the fact that she's consistent and shoving herself down our throats. And the single that I chose was by MGMT. We have new MGMT, guys. This one was called Nothing to Declare. Dylan, I think you had said you hadn't listened to it yet. Um,
No.
but I was pretty unenthused about it. It was definitely giving like the Beatles, which is great. I mean, it's MGMT, but I just like that kind of like music is not necessarily my thing. Which, so for me, like after Little Dark Age, that album that they put out sometime back, I was kind of like, well, I guess it's a new era for them, because I felt like Time to Pretend was just very of its time. Have you listened to a lot of MGMT, Dylan?
Um, other than like the obvious songs like Kids and Electric Feel,
Yeah, I mean, is that all you've really?
pretty much. I mean, I think I saw them many, many, many years ago at FYF Fest. Judging by the fact that they've put out 3 singles leading up to whatever album this is going to be, they're probably going to be at Coachella this year.
Yeah,
I'd anticipate.
definitely. And I would say that I'm guessing MGMT must kind of go in these phases where they're doing different kind of like genre bouncing a little bit, because their last album I remember listening to was kind of like more like gothy, had that like dark new wave kind of sound to it. So lots of diversity there. If you're an MGMT fan, definitely check out Nothing to Declare. And we shared an album this week called Grocery Store Sunset by Tupperwave. Had you ever heard of Tupperwave?
No, I haven't, but I am so glad you got me hip
Me too.
because I'm a sucker for some good future funk and vaporwave, and I think Tupperwave really came through correct on this. Like I said, I don't know much about the guy, but you know what? There's a lot of potential here.
Yeah.
You know, um, so many of these songs were just had that groovy bass line, had that. At first, I'm like, as I'm starting to drive, I'm like, I love vaporwave music. I love vaporwave aesthetic. I love how so many creative things can stem from this subgenre. But by the time I got to songs like Late Night, Walking with Ice Cream, uh, Orientalist Exotica, by the time I get to this part of the album, I really felt like he was hitting his stride. It's just so aesthetically pleasing to your ears that you just got to hear these bass lines, these funk grooves, these chopped and screwed samples. I mean, this is really what vaporwave music's all about.
Yeah, it felt so chopped and screwed, especially on this album right here. That was my biggest thing that I wanted to comment on, is that it just really felt like,
Nostalgic.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like the vaporwave thing, if it's only specifically like certain generation that really does appreciate it, because maybe I feel like people our age might love it the most, because of the fact that we kind of like crave that simplicity in a certain way, of just like the feeling of like going to Kmart when it was just
Yeah. I think it's now at this point, it's like, it's like being nostalgic of an era that was nostalgic.
right. I know, right? It's weird how it turns into
Yeah.
that. But yeah, it's like we crave that simplicity that, before the internet. Weird. It's really weird. I checked out Saint Pepsi
Yeah.
after you had mentioned. I've been really enjoying this kind of.
Right.
It's weird. The older that I get, the more that I crave like the music without like a lot of lyric saturation.
I mean, these producers, like a Tupperwave, a Pepsi, a Com Trues, Alan Palomo on some days, all of these guys, from vaporwave to chillwave, all of these producers I view kind of as from like the same school of thought. So I mean, this just kind of reminded me of that music I would be scouring Tumblr for back in 2015. Just trying to get it, get so soaked in that, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never was into it all until the past few years, especially probably like the last year.
Yeah.
I when I started cam modeling again, I really enjoyed camming to vaporwave.
Oh, and you know what? If we took the palm kind of vaporwave ish aesthetic and then took like the TPP aesthetic and combined them, you know what it would be called?
Palm wave.
Vaporwave.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I
like the
love
little
that.
thick chicks. Like no, like imagine all the vaporwave like ancient Greek statues, but they're all like thick models, plus
Yeah,
size models.
with tramp stamps.
Hell
I
yeah,
love But yeah, so
titties showing,
if I was
twerking.
to tell you guys to check out anything that we talk about this week, I would definitely. Oh, I don't know. I'm not gonna say Tupperwave because I'm gonna say check out that Eric the Architect Ezekiel's Will. I
Yeah,
think that's
Ezekiel's
my
will.
favorite this week. I liked it a lot. Um, so yeah, we're kind of blazing through this week, but I feel good about it because it took us so long to get going. So
Yeah,
we're gonna dupe you guys with a little 40-minute episode today,
in a
probably.
way, I can't really feel like I've been so off my game as a podcaster. I can't really offer you a podcaster tip.
Yeah, I can offer you some chatter about sex work
Yeah.
or debate also. This week I want to talk about two things. Ooh. And the first that I want to talk about is lube. I think that there is a stigma about lubrication. There was a conversation that I had with Makana Moon about it this weekend. We were both shooting our solo scenes for BBW Adventures, and she had talked about normalizing lubrication, and she used lube in the scene that she did, and I thought that that was a beautiful, beautiful statement. I think that it's important because it shouldn't your body isn't always going to cooperate, and I think that people probably hurt themselves often like not using lubrication as needed, and it's not a dirty thing to like it doesn't mean that you're broken or like you can't get wet or whatever, because sometimes you just need that little bit to like kickstart things and you want it to be comfortable for you. When you're putting on a performance, you want to take care of your body and your health because that is your money maker. A lot of times we use like larger toys. A lot of girls, you know, that if you're doing solo stuff, you have to get like creative with what you're doing. Lube your stuff up. If you're like me, you know, I got a hysterectomy last year, and it
No
changes
more
the body.
babies.
Yeah, it changes your body's physiology though, and you know, I'm not a dried up old lady, but sometimes a little bit of lube doesn't hurt, and I think that it would feel comfortable if people just started having that conversation where we're doing things for our comfort rather than thinking like it's aesthetically like off-putting. And also, if you're having sex with a man and he wants to judge you for using lube, he's probably not a grown-up enough person to have sex with. So just a little bit right there. And if you're a guy that would shame somebody over that, then maybe you should take a look in the mirror and think about if you jerk your dry dick off, how that would feel. Um, so, lube. I just wanted to make a note of that because it was kind of interesting to have that conversation this weekend. And
Yay, lube.
go lube. And some of it tastes, there's different types. If you're going to get F'd in the A, you might want some lube. Um, you know, get it wet. Wet is good. And sometimes dude, a lot of us smoke pot too. And, you know, the mouth gets dry, the coochie gets dry, you know, maybe his mouth is dry. He can't spit on it. Lube, carry it in your fucking purse, a little baby bottle. So yeah, and then also I wanted to have a quick little debate that's also been coming up in banter with other sex workers. Is the shooting style, do you use vertical or horizontal to shoot your content? Dylan, what do you use?
Depends. Reviews, I tend to use vertical because I feel like those get the most traction on your TikTok and my TikTok, excuse me, and my IG, and it really all depends. I mean, concert footage, I kind of like to switch it up and vary between the two, but for more of the like full song captures, I go horizontal.
Okay.
Then for interviews, I like to do horizontal, but then when I'm editing and post and get my clips, then I can choose vertical at that point. But yeah, I prefer horizontal for interviews. So it just all varies. I mean, um, as I've gotten older, I've kind of preferred horizontal, but vertical for some things too. For I think what I want to get back more on the short term tip, so it'll be a little more lenient for vertical.
Okay. Um, I personally have always shot vertical. Um, I never even really thought about it. I guess I'm kind of old because I was thinking, oh, my videos will be all sideways if I shoot them horizontal. But I tried to do it for a custom that I made last week and I hated it. So I don't know what to do, but I've been told though that a lot of like the clip sites and stuff like that for those of us that do sex work and do spicy content, I've been told that the platforms suggest using horizontal rather than vertical. So it's something that I'm going to try to imply, but it's going to have to kind of change my whole entire like shooting style because it really does make a difference. You got to set things back further if you're doing it horizontal. And so I noticed that it kind of fucked with my creative process, but I know that in the long run it's going to be better. It's one of those 2024 like adaptation things I'm just trying to maybe do a little more of. So I just wanted to see if any other content creators might have a little input on that. If you catch this episode later and you're at this part, let us know in the comments what you prefer and what your creative flow looks like. Do you use different styles for different platforms, or you all or nothing vertical or horizontal? Just little debate. But yeah, so that's that this week. Look how cute
Yeah.
me and Dylan look though. Look at us. Meow. Okay, so anyway, is that all? Are we gonna leave it here?
I think so. You know what? I think to try our new super super sick sweet out. I think we did good today.
I do too. I love the new look.
Appreciate
Um,
the viewers for being patient with us. We went
yes.
live 100 times. It was like live, psych, live, psych, live, psych.
Yeah, but like, look at us now. We got it figured out. We know how to do it next week, and we don't have to have a million different fucking devices to do this anymore. And we look nice and snazzy. It'll
Yeah,
look
it's
good. It'll
simpler.
be
It's
easy to
cleaner.
edit.
Easy to edit.
Beautiful. We got our little titles, every week. We didn't introduce ourselves.
Well, luckily these lovely Instagram handles did it for us. But
Yeah, we've got
it's
Dylan
still
is
chilling.
Tom,
Dylan, Jesus of SoundCloud, Black Tom Anderson, and your favorite rapper owes me money.
and I'm Foxy Box, your manic pixie fat girl.
Are you gonna come back with another one every week?
Oh yeah, every fucking week. You already know that's the plan.
Yeah.
Uh,
Ooh, how about the coupon clipping video vixen?
oh my god. That's my new video. I'm gonna make
Yeah,
it. That's cute. Loves it. I like
love it.
grocery outlet. I like bent can market. That shit's good. All right.
All right.
Well, with that, we bid you adieu.
All right. Good night,
Good night.
everybody. Peace, love, palm. We want thickness.
Yes, we do.